All right, here's day 3 of our sentence of the day. And in our previous stories, we learned that our character went to the pen to visit some pigs. He then went to the barn because he was getting hot and he needed some shade. So now let's see where he goes on his next adventure. I laid down in the hay next to a white woolly sheep and her little lamb. A gentle horse named Sadie nuzzled my hand with her nose. "What do you want, Sadie?" I asked. The sheep went baa. Mr. Collins, the farm hand smiled. "They're looking for a treat," he said. "A nice crunchy carrot or a hunk of crisp lettuce would be perfect." I thought for a minute. Where can I get a treat for them? I asked Mr. Collins. Mr. Collins pointed out the door. "You can pick some right over there," he answered. Where did I go to pick some vegetables? Where would he go if he's on a farm to get a hunk of crispy lettuce or some treats and carrots? Where would he go? You're right. I went to the garden. So let's write that sentence down and figure out all of the different parts that we need to make sure we have. All right, everyone, let's go back over our words of the week. We're going to see the word I, to, the, pen, went, park, barn, and garden. So on the first day when he was curious and walking around, he decided he wanted to see the pigs. So he said, "I went to the pen." Well, then on the second day, he decided that he was getting hot and sweaty and he wanted a cool place where sheep and horses rest. So he decided he was going to go to the barn. So he said, "I went to the barn." Well, on day 3, he talks about how he wants to feed the lamb and get him a snack to feed the sheep and the lamb and the horse. And the gardener helps him, and he decides he's asking us the question as to where he would go to get some vegetables. And we decided that he would go to the garden. So we're going to write, I went to the garden. So I went to the garden. Make sure you have your capital at the front and a period at the end. Now we need to cut our sentence in half for where the subject and the predicate are. Remember, the subject is who went. So it's between I. So I is the subject. Went to the garden is the predicate because the predicate is telling us what they're doing. So we're going to underline our subject in red. And then we are going to underline our predicate in green. So I went to the garden. We're then going to take our blue map pencil and we are going to trace over the I to make sure that we've capitalized the first letter of our new sentence, and then we're going to trace over the punctuation to make sure we have punctuation at the end. So I went to the garden. When you're finished with that, take a picture and put it into Schoology.